Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new Let's Play. My name is Siperos and this is Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace, a Lovecraftian investigation and role-playing game inspired by the award-winning board game franchise Arkham Horror. This game was released a month ago, almost exactly a month ago, on March 23rd. Yes, on the exact same day when Chronicle of Innsmouth Mountains of Madness came out as well. So that's one hell of a coincidence. I only learned about this game about 2 weeks before its release, so this came out as a big surprise to me. How the hell did I not know about this game earlier? I did a little bit of googling, and it turns out that this game was originally supposed to come out in early 2019 under the name of Mansions of Madness Mother's Embrace. Mansions of Madness is another very popular Lovecraftian horror-themed board game. Apparently the studio that was working on the game originally, LuckyHammers, was shut down in July 2019, and that delayed the game's release. The publisher Asmodee Digital then gave the reins of development to Artefact Studio. The name was then changed from Mansions of Madness to Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace for some reason. I have not played either of the board games, so I don't know how they play or how faithful this adaptation will be. But I do know that Mother's Embrace is its own unique story, penned by writers from Mansions of Madness publisher Fantasy Flight Games. All that I know about the story itself is that we'll be controlling a group of investigators while investigating a murder of a professor. There's cultists involved, of course, and the game will have turn-based combat. So, let's see if this game will be a good enough replacement for Stygian, which no, still doesn't want to fucking work, and I have no idea what to do with it. Although I do have somewhat low expectations for this game, because it has mixed reviews on Steam. But hey, maybe this will turn out to be a good enough game for Cthulhu fans. We'll see. So, with all that said, let's start our new adventure in the cult universe of H.P. Lovecraft. So, new game. And we got some advice here. Using a book of spells in combat can sometimes trigger a second beneficial or less beneficial effects. Okay, so using spells can be risky. Okay, so your investigator. Welcome to Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace. Who will be your investigator for this adventure? Let's see. So these are our choices, and I believe that we can select 3. Okay, so this is the guy from the game's cover art. I think I'm gonna go with this Harvey Walters, simply because he's on the cover box art, and judging from the trailer, I believe that this guy knows the professor who's about to get murdered in the game, so might as well have someone who actually knows her. So yeah, we're gonna pick Harvey Walters at the very least, but let's see. Mental resistance 45%, mentoring. Harvey increases range for the group's magic and range attacks. Well, that sounds very handy. Investigation, search. Okay, so he's good at searching for stuff. I take it. I'm not sure exactly. Combat, initiative weak, melee is weak. Yeah, well, he's an old man. That's understandable. Ranged average and magic average. Okay. With doctorates in both history and archaeology, as well as expertise in ancient languages, Harvey Walters is one of my most friendly and helpful colleagues at Miskatonic University. Is this text written from the perspective of the future victim? I suppose so. He has certainly been of use in answering my questions about pagan cultures' understanding of astronomy. His studies remain a mystery, as he refuses to discuss them even with his colleagues. One can't help but wonder whether the stodgy professor is harboring some scandalous secret. That was written in a weird way, I thought. I guess we just confirm this.
Move aside, boys. It's my turn.
Okay. We got Jenny Barnes, the dilettante. I don't know what that means. Mental resistance, 50. I do what I want. Okay, so she's one of those strong kinds of women who needs no man. Okay, that's fine. Jenny cannot be inflicted with the restraint condition. Okay. Physical. Initiative average, melee average, range strong. Okay, but magic is weak. Okay, biography. Jenny, as she prefers to be called, is the elder daughter of my friends, the Barnes. Despite her natural intelligence and all the advantages her upbringing provided, she never seems to focus on a single pursuit. She prefers to dabble in literature, history, archaeology, and virtually any other subject that crosses her path, never gaining expertise in any one. Okay, so she's basically a jack of all trades. She certainly does not lack of passion or courage. Alright.
That's my cue to play.
Then we have Jim Culver, the musician. Mental resistance 75%, well damn, son. Jim increases their group members' mental resistance. Okay, so he's kinda... How should I describe him? He's kinda like our cheerleader in a sense that he increases our morale and motivations, and so we won't go as crazy over time, I take it. Manual. Initiative strong, melee average, range strong, magic average. This guy seems like a very good character to pick up if mental resistance is 75% and he has good initiative and strong ranged combat abilities. So I assume that he is very good with guns. Biography. Jim Culver plays his trumpet at Velma's diner. He inherited the instrument from his father, who played in nightclubs I visited in my younger days. From what I have heard, Jim's father passed along not only the trumpet but also his talent. Well, good for him. The son, that is. Of course people exaggerate, but the gossip is that Jim's playing made the widow Jenkins leap up out of her coffin and dance at her own funeral. Yeah, I think that was made up. Nonsense, of course, but that is the sort of story that makes the more superstitious residents of Arkham avoid Velma's diner when he is playing. Oh, they're just racist cunts. That's also a possibility.
I'm ready to investigate.
Then we got Kate Winthrop, the scientist. 60% mental resistance. Kate has reduced chance to trigger traumas during investigation. Okay. She got search and logical... What are these? Investigation perks or whatever you call this. Combat, initiative weak, melee average, ranged weak, magic average. So not exactly the type of character you want to engage in combat with. Anyway, biography. Unlike most of the university staff, Kate Winthrop remains a virtual stranger to me. Excuse me. Even before the death of her mentor, Professor Young, she seemed only shy. Since the tragedy, she has become so lonely and aloof that our colleagues often forget her name. Perhaps it is just as well, since she speaks of Young's death in the unlikeliest of terms, imagining that bizarre creatures from another world devoured him. I most understand this reaction to be the result of emotional trauma, but it has driven her to the most unusual research. They were not playing around with the Necronomicon, were they?
I'm prepared.
Sefina Rousseau, the painter. Mental resistance 50%. Sefina heals her group more when using healing items or spells. Okay, so she could work as our healer. Investigation, manual, social, combat, initiative weak, melee weak, range and magic both are average. Biography. A Tahitian artist of extraordinary talent, Sefina Rousseau makes more money for her reproductions of others' work than for her original paintings. I can understand why, having seen her perfect recreations, accurate down to the tiniest brush stroke. I myself am fortunate enough to have her copy of Edward Hopper's House by the Railroad in my office. Her recent work has caused quite a stir with the depiction of an alien city she calls Carcosa. Ah yes, Carcosa. Carcosa is this city where the King in Yellow, also known as Hastur, lives in. It's in another dimension. So yeah, I know of Carcosa. Unlike her reproductions, these paintings seem almost real, like a photograph but with perfect color and depth. Interesting.
It's my time in the spotlight.
We'll see about that. William Yorick, the Gravedigger. Mental resistance 60%. And William has more chance to resist negative condition effects. Okay, he's a physical character. And when it comes to combat, initiative and melee are both strong, but range and magic are average. So if we want a melee guy, Yorick would be the guy. And biography, William Yorick has long desired to make a name for himself on the stage, alas having seen him in a performance of the Scottish play. I fear he shall never distinguish himself on the boards. To earn a living, he turned to work as a gravedigger, and no one can say he shies away from hard labor. Some do say, however, that in the lonely hours after a funeral, William performs scenes for the dead. Whether or not they appreciate his performance, no one living can say.
I heed the Lord's call.
Okay, is this the last character we have?
There's no time like the present.
I heed the Lord's call.
There's no time like the...
I heed the Lord's
she's
call.
the last one. Okay, I was just wondering if there were more characters there. Anyway, Zoey Samaras, the cook. Mentor assistant 75%. God's will. Zoe's melee attacks deal more damage. Okay. Willpower. So she's a religious character, maybe? Both initiative and melee are strong. Range is average and magic is weak. Okay, so maybe she could actually be a better character for melee combat. Better than Yorick. That's what it seems like to me. And what was his...
It's my time in the spotlight.
The voice acting is a bit loud. I may want to decrease the sounds a little bit. And do let me know once again in the comment section if you want me to readjust the volumes in any way. Anyway, what did he have again? William has more chances to resist negative condition effects. Okay, that makes him tankier, I suppose.
I heed the Lord's call.
And she is more aggressive, dealing more damage with melee attacks. Okay. Biography. Such a fragile life Zoey Samaras has lived. She was only 6 years old when her parents perished in a fire. Thankfully, her embrace of religion gave her the strength she needed to persevere even. She has made a decent living for herself as a chef, but there are persistent rumors that she believes the Lord speaks directly to her, encouraging her to combat the wicked after hours. So a vigilante in a sense. I hope for her sake that this is only pernicious gossip, but no one can question her sense of justice. Alright, she sounds like an interesting character, I got to admit. So...
There's no time like the present.
Okay, so what did you have again? Increases range for the group's magic and range attacks. Okay, so if we're gonna pick up Harvey Walters, then we also need a ranged character, at least one ranged character. Are you sure you want to use this investigator? Yes. Let's pick him. Oh, okay. I thought we were going to select more than just one.
Astronomy was always Wilhelmina's special passion, but now she wants to consult with me. I wonder whether it's my knowledge of history or archaeology that interests her. Or could it be the occult?
Welcome to my mansion, my friend.
I'd better ring the bell.
Okay, camera control. Q and E, or hold down the right button on your mouse and then move it. Okay. And moving control, ADSW movement. Okay, very basic. Okay, could you leave tutorial? Tutorial. I get how to move in this game. Okay. Is the game bugged or should I just go to the door? Let's go to the door. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, let's check the options real quick. Sounds, music is very low because it was very loud at first, so I decreased that. But let's decrease. Actually, let's put it down here to 60. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I thought originally that we were supposed to pick 3 or 3 to maybe 4 investigators from the bunch earlier, but apparently we only pick up 1. So I was thinking that in that case, shall we go back and select maybe at least should we go back and select the most interesting character instead of what was his name? what was this character's name again? Walters, I believe. Yeah, you know what? Let's go back to the character creation and reconsider this. And we are back here. Okay, so who should we go with? And
Move aside, boys. It's my turn.
so loud. Anyway, it is also possible that we can recruit all these characters later on, during the game. But I don't know.
That's my cue to play.
So just to be safe, let's just pick one of the characters that I find the most interesting.
I'm ready to investigate.
I heed the Lord's call.
I think I'm going for Zoey Samaras because she sounds very interesting and she is very strong in melee combat, which could be very, very handy in combat situations, of course. And she's not too bad with ranged weapons either. And I don't know which one is stronger, melee weapons or, you know, guns and stuff.
It's my time in the spotlight.
So
I'm prepared.
That's my cue to play.
what were you good at? Range is very strong with this one. Okay.
Move aside, boys. It's my turn.
She's also good with range.
There's no time like the present.
And he's not really good at anything, really. He's average at best. And weak in melee combat. Increase range for the group's magic and range attacks. Well, if we run into this guy during the game and we can recruit him, I'm thinking of taking this guy.
I heed the Lord's call.
You know what? Let's go with Zoey Samaras. Yeah, let's go with her.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wilhelmina Tillinghast, Professor of Astronomy at Miskatonic University. All my life I have dedicated myself to the study of celestial objects. Most recently I visited Louisiana to observe the passage of a comet I had observed for many years. I hoped the trip would provide me with the evidence required to conclude my decades-long research. Yesterday, you received my telegram requesting that you meet me at my house, just outside Arkham. And so, you've decided to join me in my mansion.
I wonder why Professor Tillinghast insisted that I deliver her meat order personally. Perhaps she wants to discuss spiritual matters.
Maybe.
Welcome to my mansion, my friend.
I'd better ring the bell.
Alright, let's go. And we get the tutorial again.
Maybe she's in the kitchen and can't hear.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, how rude of me to make you wait like this. I wonder whether something's wrong.
There's a light coming from that second floor window. She must be home. I'd better see what's cooking in there.
Yeah. Well, let's go. And does she really live alone in a huge house like this? Doesn't she have, like, servants or something? Scenario objective. Each scenario has a set of specific objectives to complete to progress to the next scenario. These objectives are displayed in your notebook and are updated as you complete them. Press L to access the notebook or click on the notebook icon on the bottom left of the screen. Okay, well, let's check it out. An invitation, meet with Professor Tillinghast. Main objectives, enter the mansion, find another way in, ring the bell. Additional information, there's no answer at the door, but one out of the second floor's lights is turned on. And the story so far. You arrived at my modest manor home in Arkham, invited personally by me, so this is written by the professor. Professor Wilhelmina Tillinghast. When I failed to answer the door, you understood at once something was amiss. After all, I'm hardly one of those absent-minded biddies whose minds wander off at the slightest distraction. Quite reasonably, you searched for another way inside the house to ensure I was well. Okay, investigators, so we got Zoey Samaras' stats here and everything. Okay, basically the same stuff that we saw doing the character selection. Enemies, we haven't met any. Not yet. Alright. Man, this is a map, I take it. Yeah, this is a map. Legend. Okay, whatever that means. Investigator, so we are here. Closed door. Closed door and then just door. So this door is open. Or rather not locked. It's unlocked. A new area. Okay. Well, let's try and open the door, if the game allows us. A magnifying glass icon is displayed over objects you can investigate. Okay. The front door. As you have tested before, the front door is locked. Okay, so it is locked. It seems to be locked from inside. Okay. And now what? What do I click? Okay. Right mouse button. What's that? Accelerate. Oh, we can walk faster. Okay. So the door is locked. Can we interact with the door? No, we can't. We can't even walk up the stairs. Yeah, okay. Can I climb up these boxes, maybe? A window. A box beneath the first floor window seems to invite you to take that way inside, but it looks to be shut tight. Okay.
It's no problem to reach the window, but it's shut tight. I'd need to smash the glass to get inside.
Okay.
I hope you aren't thinking what I fear you're thinking.
What are you
What
thinking?
I need is something heavy to smash this window.
I was thinking the same thing, like, could be an axe, crowbar, anything like that. Wheelbarrow. Complex interaction. Some interactions with objects may ask you to choose the best action out of several possible actions. Those are called complex interactions. Okay. A wheelbarrow stands abandoned on the lawn. Perhaps you'll find something inside to help you break the window. Well, look thorough. Inside the wheelbarrow you find a heavy pair of bolt cutters. Just a thing for smashing a window. Yeah, I suppose that works too. Quest item found. Okay.
How dare you smash my window? I hope you intend to have it replaced.
Yeah, sure. Once we have found you.
You can't make an omelet without breaking a few windows. I pray you find that one funny when I find you, Professor.
Okay, so let's look around. I'm not gonna lie, folks. This game, as far as graphics go, it looks very cheap. This almost looks like a looks like a mobile game to me, to be perfectly honest with you. But then again, the game only costs $20 or so. So yeah, at least the game is not expensive or anything. Not too expensive, considering the graphics. Speaking about graphics, what do we have here? A comet painting. A large painting of a comet hurling through the night sky. It seems the professor's interest in astronomy colored her taste in art as well. Okay. Piano. A beautiful piano. You don't recall the professor mentioning that she could play. Judging from the dust on the instrument, you doubt it sees much use. Okay, how did I... Oh, that's my inventory, if I press R. Or I, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so apparently we can have 2 more investigators in our team. But... will they be the ones that we saw in the character selection? Or will they be other investigators entirely that you cannot choose at the start of the game? Or before you start playing, rather. I guess we'll find out eventually. Alright, I guess we are done with this room.
A broken vase? The professor must have heard it fall. She wouldn't have just left it here.
I certainly would not. I take pride in a clean and tidy abode, especially when expecting visitors.
I'd better find her.
Actually, let's check the settings real quick. Options. Let's see how the game looks like in... Oh, there we go. Let's see how the game looks like in high settings. Or how it plays in high settings. Saving. Just double checking here. Okay. Resume. Well, the game doesn't look that much better, to be honest with you. It looks so low res, which I don't mind necessarily, but yeah, just making observations. So, complex interaction. If your investigators have the knowledge required, they will offer advice on the best course of action. If this is not the case, they will tell you nothing. Okay, interesting. Broken glass. Shards of some fragile object, now shattered, lie on the ground. Perhaps it is a clue. An unsuitable action makes the mythos clock go faster. Mythos clock? What the heck is that? This thing here? Put together. Manipulate. Knowledge. Logical. No advice. Okay, well, try to put it back together. A closer inspection of the fractured object reveals it was a vase. Based on its position, you think it fell from the small table nearby. Since the fragments are free of dust, you deduce it broke recently. Okay. What the...
That scream came from upstairs.
Well,
that
shit.
sounds like my voice. I must need help.
Professor? Was that you?
Yeah, most likely.
Of course it was. Hurry!
Well, the game is
No
self-aware.
answer. There must be someone else in the house. I ought to find a weapon.
Indeed. And what? And... Lose insanity. Already? Certain events will force a sanity check. Each investigator's mental resistance score determines their chance of success to resist it. When sanity reaches 0, the investigator in question suffers from a trauma, which gives them a penalty. Okay, very typical for Lovecraftian games. And what was your mental resistance again? 75%. Yeah, that's pretty high. Okay, so now to find a weapon. And since we're a cook, the best weapon would be a kitchen knife or a cleaver of some sort. Like this knife here, maybe. No advice. A table. The little table is full of items. Perhaps searching them will turn up one that's useful. Well, look through. Okay, there's a knife. Looking inside, you spot that might be something useful. You have found a new item, knife. Item found. You found a weapon while searching. Select the weapon by pressing, is that enter? Then move your cursor with ADSW to the empty slot and press enter again. Using the mouse, select the weapon, then click move and click on an empty slot in your inventory. Okay. Enter and it would be so much easier if I could just click on stuff, but item found. Close the inventory by pressing the go back button or right click on your mouse.
I'd better take this knife. I know how to use it on more than a beef roast.
Yeah, I figured.
What on earth are you doing with my letter opener?
Oh, it's just a letter opener. So not the best kind of knife to use in a fight. So I suppose that we should go up, but before that, let's check what's over here. How did I? Yeah, that's how I move around the camera. What do we have here? A shoe rack. A shoe rack containing what you assume are the professor's shoes. Chances are she hasn't left the house. Okay. About here? Nothing, okay. Well, I suppose that we should just walk up the stairs. And go and see if the professor is alright. Or if she's dead. There's one door there. What about here? Oh, I recognize that
The
painting.
scream came from this direction. I'd better take a look.
Okay, fine. So let's not go and explore then. But yeah, I recognize this painting here. I just don't remember its name or who painted it.
The scream must have come from the other side of this door.
You don't say.
That's my office door.
Okay, well, let's open it. The door through which you heard the professor's scream, it's locked. Of course it is. Okay, so we need a key for that, obviously. Okay, more doors. What is that? Another painting. A painting of cats. Old ladies tend to like cats. Yeah, but you do admit it emits a sense of calm. Okay, can I take a closer look at it? I can zoom in here. Yeah, those are some cute kitties. This door doesn't lead to where Professor Tillinghast is. Well, yes, I know, but we still need to find a key. Can we enter here? I guess not. So is the key supposed to be somewhere in this corridor? Oh, we can enter here at least. A children's room, okay. Does her grandchild or someone like that live here? Children's toys. Toys are laid out around the room so carefully that you doubt a child ever touched them. What about here? Someone else is in here. Well, of course someone else is in here, but besides the professor. Why, hello there.
Who's there?
I'll ask the questions. Roland Banks, Bureau of Investigation. I'm on the job. Who are you, and what's your reason for being here?
What would a federal agent want with me?
That's a good question.
I'm Zoey Samaras, butcher. I'm here to deliver some meat to the professor. For some reason, she asked for me personally, so when she didn't answer the door, I came inside. Then I heard that scream.
Seems like I'm on the right track. Something hinky's going on here.
Is Professor Tillinghast a suspect in some crime?
She's only a person of interest. The Bureau has evidence that others are trying to involve her in some shady business. I came to find out what she knows, if anything. Then I heard the scream, too. Seems we need a key to get inside that room.
Yup.
I wasn't prepared for so many guests today.
I'll help you find that key.
Well, thank you, private investigator. Roland Banks, new investigator. He was not one of the options in the character selection. Okay. Let's see, what do we have here? Perfect aim. Roland has more chance of dealing a critical hit in combat. Okay, that sounds good. Logical. Initiative strong, melee average, range strong, so he's very good with guns and stuff. Magic weak. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. So, before you interrupted us, what do we have here? No advice from either of them. An infant script. Obviously not brand new, but well cared for. Move things around, or let's try empty. Oh, that wasn't a good choice apparently. So, mythos. Through your investigations, you may draw the attention of great old ones. This is called mythos. So, because we tried to empty a children's crib, I think it was called, we suddenly drew the interest of the great old ones. Okay, that's a bit weird, I think, but whatever. The mythos clock fills up each time an unsuitable action is chosen during a complex interaction at the end of a full round of combat. When the mythos clock is full, the great old ones will intervene to slow you down. Be on your guard. Okay. Move things around then, I suppose. Among other ornaments, a key tagged office hangs from the mobile. What a clever place to keep a spare key. Okay, there we go.
There's a key on this mobile.
My files say Tillinghast has no children. If that's true, why would she need a nursery?
That's what I was thinking too.
The professor always wished for children, even long after she grew too old to have them.
She could always adopt.
Oh, I can't say it isn't true. I wish people were less prone to idle gossip.
Okay, so, quest item found, clue added to notebook. Where are the clues? Story, investigators, enemies. I guess it's just this. Quest items. Okay. Well, let's go to her office then. Oh, still getting used to the controls. Enemy encounters. You will encounter enemies as you explore. You can know which room contains enemies as a glow crawls from under the door. A glow. Well, okay, so there's enemies now there. Unlock. The key fits and you unlock the door.
What? Who?
Why, hello there.
An intruder! How many people can I expect to break into my house today?
Who are you?
Listen, pal. You've got some explaining to do.
Come then. I have just the explanation you deserve.
Okay, so now we enter combat, I take it. Lord, give me strength to prevail. Turn-based combat. Combat is turn-based. Every character acts one after the other without time constraints. The order of each attacker is based on the initiative roll at the start of combat and is displayed at the top of the screen on the initiative bar. Okay. Action points. Each character has 5 action points to spend each turn. Each action has a specific action point cost. Once validated, an action cannot be undone except for movement. There are 3 types of weapon: melee, range and spellbook. Each investigator has a different aptitude with the various weapon types. This aptitude will affect the action point cost of the attack. Okay, so we start as our cook, and then it's our investigator's turn, and then it's the enemy's turn, the cultist. Okay. Okay, so we have the leather opening knife. So I suppose that we just go and slice him up. So wait, should I walk first, or how does this work? Confirm your. Let's not confirm anything yet. Impossible to reach it from here. Okay, so I have to walk there first. How do I? Oh, like this, like normally. Okay. And then confirm the position, and then attack. Attack the enemy. Yes. 1 hit. Jesus, damn.
What's going on?
God damn, woman. Are you sure you have only butchered animals and not humans too?
We'd better have a look inside.
Okay, well, reload. Remember to reload your weapons after each attack. You can reload from the inventory, select your weapon and the reload option. Well, we didn't shoot even a single shot, so I don't think that there's need for that, but anything interesting here? That's one less. A table. Something interesting lies atop the small table. You have found new item, bandages. Well, that sounds very handy. There's no... yeah, none of us are hurt, so move, I suppose. Here, okay. And we're done here. Okay. Oh. Walk the wrong way. Okay, let's enter. Oh shit. 2 more.
Who in blazes are you?
Who are you?
Heavenly Father, protect us.
Wait. That's me. That is... it's my body.
Yes, it is.
That's Professor Tillinghast, all right. She won't be telling me much anymore.
We need to stop them.
Yes, we do. Alright, so we start. Great. Okay. Okay, confirm this. And then slice him up. Oh. Do we get a critical? No, we didn't get a critical like last time. Yeah. Once you are out of your action points or want to end your turn with a specific investigator, you can select the end turn action. Is it this one? Yeah. You have 1 action points remaining. Well, I can't attack anymore or do anything else. What's that actually? Overwatch. This action is called Overwatch. The investigator will prepare to attack even when it is not their turn. The first enemy that moves within their weapon's range. Okay. Select the direction of the attack by using ADSW or holding down the left button on your mouse. Your investigator can only attack an enemy that they can see, so make sure they are facing the right direction. Okay. So the moment he moves, there's a chance that we kill him immediately. Yeah. Do that. And then, now, so you got a gun, obviously. Can I see how? Do we have only 5 bullets? Maybe it would be for the best if I just use my fists here, but then again she has a knife. Well, let's shoot. And we can't attack again. Let's use Overwatch. Didn't quite kill her. Ouch! Critical! Mythos in combat. After all of the characters have had their turn to attack, the Mythos clock fills up. Be on your guard. Okay. Alright, and now we just slice him up. There we go. Then we just, well, might as well around the body. And can we attack again, actually? Oh wait, I used my points there. Never mind then. Okay, and let's just punch her. Punch her in the face. Like that.
Who were those cloaked figures? This wasn't just a burglary.
You're right about that. Must be connected to my investigation. We better have a look around.
Alright, so you are hurt. Should we heal you at this point? Or will you be fully healed once we are done with this scenario? Well, I guess we find out eventually. Let me think for a second. Well, sure. You think while I look around. Okay, to your horror, you recognize the body is definitely that of Professor Tillinghast. and there is no question she is dead. An unsuitable action makes the Mythos clock go faster. Yes, sure. Knowledge, willpower, and visual study is enough for now. Okay, so let's just look. We lost some sanity there, though, apparently. A deep, weeping wound on her abdomen appears to be the cause of death. Judging by the wetness, it appears she was killed recently. You feel the stability of your mind shatter. Sanity check. Okay.
Poor Professor Tillinghast. Such a terrible death.
Despite my age, I had much more to do in life.
This wound on her stomach? It looks like she was knifed.
You don't say. Alright. What else do we have here? Broken glass. Fragments of glass glitter on the floor. You can't tell at a glance what object they once formed. We should be able to put some of the objects back together. Well, put it together. Reassembling most of the shattered container, you see a flask that probably came from a laboratory. You can make out the printed words. Miska Uni SC Lab. So Miskatonic University Lab.
This sort of accident usually happens in the kitchen. What happened here?
Yeah, a broken jar or flask. Can make out a few letters. Miska, Uni, Lab.
Miskatonic University Science Lab. That's simple enough.
Alright, the game is saving. Clue added to notebook. Okay, anything interesting in here? Man, looks like simple... Is that math calculations? I can't tell. Is there something here? Glyph on the floor. A large glyph has been painted on the floor, apparently in blood. You are certain Professor Tillinghast was deliberately killed above it. What you aren't certain of is why. You feel the stability of your mind shatter. Sanity check. So we haven't lost sanity even once yet, but our investigator already has lost 2 points of sanity.
The sight of blood usually doesn't bother me, but that symbol drawn on the floor has an unholy look.
My nice, clean floor, ruined.
That looks like some kind of cult symbol. This ain't a garden variety burglary.
Yeah, that was... I think we all knew that by the time we entered this room. Anything on the table? Desk. The desk drawer is locked. You'll need to open it before searching inside. So we can find flaws or lockpick it. Well, let's try to find flaws, I suppose. Inside the drawer are tucked various notebooks. At a glance, you find nothing related to the murder. Sorry, but it's clear that Professor Tillinghast was in the habit of recording even trivial events in her life. Anything interesting there?
Look at these notebooks. Is this the professor's handwriting?
It is, but how would you know?
Maybe he has seen your handwriting before.
There's no useful information here, but perhaps Professor Tillinghast kept notes on this material in another location.
We found everything we're liable to find here. Time to see where the evidence leads us.
Okay.
And so my friends set out to discover how I was killed.
Well, I think we know how you were killed, but we just don't know why. And that was just the intro, folks. The music is still too loud for me, though. Completed. You managed to stay sane. Professor Tillinghast was found dead in her own home by what appears to be members of a cult. What happened? Main objectives: enter the mansion, find Professor Tillinghast, find out what happened. There was no secondary objectives by the looks of it. Okay.
Search of my office makes it clear you must visit Miskatonic University. Not only did I work there, but the broken jar came from the university lab. Why did those strange men need it? Whatever the answer, you're sure to find it at Miskatonic.
Group selection. You need to select a group that will continue the investigation to the next scenario. Build a group based on the challenge you expect to face in the field. Review the investigator's strengths as needed in your notebook. Okay, so we only got these two. Can I actually...
Your search of my office makes it...
Okay, fine. I was just thinking that if I can save the game here, but doesn't look that I can. Okay, well we're gonna take both of these, right? Are you sure you want to use these investigators? Well, yeah, we don't have much of a choice now, do we? Let's just pick these two up. Office and equipment. At the end of a scenario, all the items you have collected on your investigation are stored here. Before heading out again, make sure that you have assigned weapons, accessories and other items to your investigators. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so I can use my mouse like this, okay? You got 4 bullets, apparently. Let's give them both a bandage roll. And I guess we launched the scenario here and then I save the game. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes.
Welcome to Miskatonic University, home of the prestigious Orne Library, which includes the country's largest collection of occult books. I once studied here as a student, later donning the mantle of professor and passing along all I learned to the next generation of astronomy students. This place was like a second home to me. Perhaps the things I left behind will provide you with clues to the answers you seek.
Well, let's hope so.
Here's the Science and Astrophysics Department.
Oh, it has changed over the years, but no place feels more like home to me. Not even my little house.
I wouldn't call your mansion a little house. Well, maybe she lived there temporarily or something.
The secretary said Professor Norman Withers could give us access to Professor Tillinghast's office. But what do we expect to find?
We won't know until we look.
All right, let's brace this Withers character and find out what's what.
All right. Exploration and combat overlay. The overlay is available in both exploration and combat by pressing Tab or clicking on the icon representing the 3 investigators on the bottom left of the screen. Displayed by default are the statistics of your current group, mythos, trauma and conditions. Okay. No mythos yet. Okay, so I'm gonna end this episode here, and in the next episode, let's find and talk to the Withers guy, hear what he has to say, and if he has any theories or ideas that why Professor Tillinghast was murdered. Try to find some clues and see where they take us next. So, until next time. Thank you for watching, and see you next time for more Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace.